Now, she says that she's sick of people mansplaining to her how to be Chancellor, and she's surprised at the level of misogyny that she says still exists in public life. Now, Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has hit back, saying she's not a man and she thinks Rachel is doing a bad job. What do you think, Mariella? I mean, any Chancellor gets a lot of stick, actually, just before a budget, always, don't they? But do you think that there is more aimed at Rachel Reeves? Do you think there's misogyny? Is she getting attacked more because she's a woman?
Well, I think the interesting thing you just said is just before a budget, but this budget feels like it's been dissected since the spring statement. I mean, no matter how it impacts on me, I'm now at the point where I just want it done. I just want to know what's in the budget. Let's get it out there. And, you know, the Treasury used to be a place of, like, secrets where you'd find out about the budget on the day it was announced. Now this endless poring over it, I think, is exhausting. You know, it's not a great... That line is the news line lifted from a much longer article, sort of with Rachel Reeves, I think, trying to sort of, you know, get people to slightly understand the complexities of what she's doing. And I do think that it's become really, really difficult to be a politician these days. You know, you've got to be charismatic and you've got to be funny and you've got to be emotional but not too emotional and you've got to be strong and firm.
Do you mean male and female?
Yeah, I think for any politician. And I think added to that, there's not a woman in the working world who doesn't know that that kind of mansplaining and misogyny still exists. But I don't think it's a great optic just before the budget for it to be the story. And I just think, you know, we've got to actually take responsibility in some way for the politicians that we have and kind of go, OK, let's get them to do their job. I'm going to look at the budget, and if the budget is terrible, I'm going to be angry and disappointed and raging. And if it isn't, I'm going to think, why on earth did I have to listen to this for 7 months?
Yeah. But I think with Rachel Reeves, to start moaning on now about misogyny is not a good look. I mean, basically, her job is to sort out the country's finances, get us out of the giant pit we're in, and get us all feeling more happy when we go shopping at what the contents of our supermarket trolley are costing us each week. And I actually think that to bring it down, I know it was only one little sentence in this long, boring interview she did last week. It's mind-numbingly boring.
Yeah, but I don't want a comedian as a Chancellor.
No, I don't want a comedian, but I also do think, you said earlier, that we've got being a politician now is all about personality and show business and how you seem.
The expectation.
Yeah. I actually think, what's wrong with that? That reflects our society. We get the politicians we deserve. And it happens to be that at the moment, the politicians that resonate with the public are the showbizy, loud, brash-speaking ones. Now, Rachel Reeves didn't have to do that great long interview, which was written by a Labour supporter. It was so supportive of her and so uncritical. She didn't have to do it at all. It wasn't necessary. And it didn't fulfil any function in making us know more about her as a human being. In a way, I think we've got a right to know more about the personal life of someone who's in charge of the country's finances.
I think we definitely learnt more about her as a human being, whether she should be doing it right now or not.
I think the tears in the House of Commons wasn't a good look. It undermined her authority. And then in this interview, she had an opportunity to tell us why she cried in the House of Commons, and she refused to. And
maybe that was something private.
But can I just say in that...
You know, it could have been something very private. I know what you're saying.
But if it was something as stupid as my dog's died, I wouldn't think less of her.
No, but
sorry.
Why do you never want my political...
Nanny, shush. Go and look after the children.
No, can I just say on that point of her crying in the Commons... the thing is, if that had been a man, why is it that when a man gets emotional or starts to cry, we all go... Because it breaks my heart when I see men cry. And we'd go, oh, God, he was so emotional, though. But when it's a woman, we see it as she shouldn't have cried, that's weak. She's being weak. That's not fair. Because we don't know why.
Yeah. What about the fact that she keeps being called Rachel from accounts, which is
Well, she is.
very offensive, isn't it?
Well, it might find it
I think that's all
offensive,
right. You've got to be
she's
thick-skinned
itchy.
enough to take that, don't you?
Absolutely,
You know, yeah.
absolutely. I mean, look at all the things we get called on social media. I mean, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. If you put yourself in the public
You're not
arena,
even alive.
By the way, I'm talking from the other side. Amazingly, a dead person could speak.
Yeah. Well, listen, the budget is coming tomorrow, and then we will all
Whatever's
know, all
in
the
it.
speculation will be over.
We should have a
Whatever's in it
tagline
will
for
be in it.
Janet speaking from
From
the other side.
side.